Trust. Do you trust the government?
Spend the money for a system. It's a fail-safe system, absolutely fail-safe. It's a device system that's used all over the world, except in the United States, because we give them a free pass in the United States.
What system is that, Mike? What system is that?
The system is called the acoustic switch system. It's a relay system that blows out the bottom of the catastrophe. In other words, it stops the oil exactly from the source. Now here's what's interesting. If BP has to do business in Norway, they have to use the switch. When they do it in the U.S., they don't have to use it. It happened because of this. During the Bush deregulation years, you had the Mineral Management Service that told companies like BP that, gee whiz, we have a new policy. It's the closed-door Dick Cheney policy. That Dick Cheney program allowed the industry to bypass safe systems like the acoustic switch, and there was no need to spend $500,000 with a company.
Trust. Do you trust the government?
Meanwhile, more and more oil hitting the beaches, seeping into the fragile marshes. But much of the damage you can't even see. It's beneath the surface. So Sam Champion puts on his scuba gear and a hazmat suit, diving right in it to give us an extraordinary new view of the disaster, a window into the full scope of this spill.
He says he's never seen anything like that before, and that's where we're going to begin. Sam is in Venice, Louisiana, after spending much of yesterday in the middle of the spill. Sam?
Good morning, George and Robin. Yeah, and as bad as the pictures have been for more than a month now, you really don't get the full scope by looking at the surface. There is a new perspective this morning when you dive right in. This, critics say, is what BP does not want you to see. Oil and chemical dispersant swirling together into a toxic soup.
Oh my God.
Forming large plumes under the surface of the water as deep as 25 feet, perhaps deeper.
The entire water column is thick with this oil and chemical dispersant mix, and it's absolutely disgusting. I think this has got to be one of the most horrible things I've ever seen underwater.
For nearly a month, we've seen pictures like these, showing the oil leak disaster from the air and along the surface of the Gulf's once crystal blue waters. But aside from video released by BP at the site of the leak, we haven't seen what it looks like deep below the Gulf and what's happening to this fragile and vital ecosystem. Until now. Good Morning America invited Philippe Cousteau, the chief ocean correspondent for Planet Green and the grandson of renowned oceanographer Jacques Cousteau, on an exclusive and risky hazmat dive directly into the oil. We headed 25 miles out from the Louisiana coastline and then more than 25 feet down.
That is coming straight over us, headed straight for us. The consistency is unlike anything I've ever seen.
We wanted to see if the dispersants are breaking down the oil or if the byproduct they're forming is causing more damage to sea life. What we found, Philippe and scientists tell us, is cause for concern.
A lot of people are saying that when you apply the chemical dispersion, it disappears. The oil goes away. But here we go right now. This is evidence that doesn't happen.
Instead, it appears the mixture is now breaking into small droplets, capable of passing right into the flesh.
Trust. Do you trust the government?
You know, they're schemers. Schemers trying to control their little worlds. I'm not a schemer.